Hey guys, Anime Reviews here. It's going to be a review for Owari no Seraph, Chapter 86. Title is Run From Your Friends, and pretty funny because the title is just what Mika came up with in the chapter. So we started off pretty much with Noah waking up and just kind of regaining her senses pretty much, like trying to figure out what's going on around her. She's like really sore because of probably everything that the first like throwing her body around just probably had like after effects. So yeah, she's really sore. Then we got the reintroduction of Mitsuba, who just happened to find her because yeah, she's been kind of just missing for everything that's been going on. Really, don't even remember the last time we saw her. But yeah, she just kind of runs over, hugs Shinoa, even though Shinoa is just complaining about how sore she is because it's painful. So just rattling off everything that's happening pretty much or happened so far. Like getting taken by the Hyakuya sect, so I guess that was the last time we probably saw her is when they like warped you out of there. So yeah, she's just pretty much rattling off to Shinoa what's happened and everything really. Much to Shinoa complaining about how sore she is. So yeah, she like wakes up before Mitsuba shows up and she's like, I'm sore all over. What in the world did I do to get this sore? Because she can't really remember, I guess. She's like, can I even move? I'd really rather not. She's like, really, really rather not move. But she doesn't. She's like, oh, yeah. I'd really, really rather not, but I have to, don't I? Well, darn. And then she just keeps going, ow. And she sees like all the destruction around her, and she's like, oh dear, everything's a mess. Did I do all this? And yeah, that's when Mitsuba runs and hugs her, and she starts saying about how much in pain she is. And then we get the usual kind of banter between them where, because Mitsuba was like hugging her crying, she's like talking like a mom. Or she says, there, it's okay, don't cry, little baby, it'll be alright. Or it'll be fine. And Mitsuba's crying, and she like quickly just like puts her hands on her shoulder and like pushes herself away and says, you're making fun of me, aren't you? And then yeah, typical Shinoa and Mitsuba kind of interaction. She says, there. Everything will be okay, little baby. Do you want some of mommy's milk? And yeah, then Mitsuba's like, one, you're not my mom. Two, nothing's coming out of a chest that's flat as a 5-year-old. And yeah, then Shinoa says, I don't need to hear that from you, Miss Holstein, or something like that. I guess Mitsuba's last name, something like that. Then she says, you really are yourself again, aren't you? And then Shinoa's like, I think so, at least. And then she says something again. Mitsuba says something again, then Shinoa's like, oh, take that, you. She says, anyway, we have to rescue you back to the main thing at hand. So we got Shinoa and Mitsuba together, and then Shinoa says, you said he was taken by the Hyakuya sect, right? And then Mitsuba says, yeah, how do we go about this? Like, what do we do? And then Shinoa starts thinking and says, well, and then she's like, the demon army is the first creation, and the Hyakuya sect is Saito's creation, so yeah. It says, and Saito controls the Hyakuya sect from the shadows. At this point, it's hard to say if there's any, like, pretty much, it's hard to say that there's really any group right now that's actually trustworthy. And they pretty much like every group at this point is practically an enemy, and there's not really any safe ones. And so then they happen to see Yoichi carrying Mirai and running with Kimizuki because they're both just beat up. And then yeah, they call out to him, and then he calls out to them and says, "You're both all right." Then pretty much explains what happened with them about Mirai getting killed. Then what Gurren said about being able to revive her and his sister. So Yoichi's like, so we shouldn't get in his way. And then he says, but they've already done this before when they pretty much brings up that again. Or he's right, really. So Gurren's talking about reviving humanity. Pretty much that's his goal. But the last time they revived humanity, pretty much everyone in the world got killed for it. Or majority of the world died when he revived a few humans last time. And then Shinoa just says, I knew it. And then she's just like, who do we side with? What's the correct answer? What's the incorrect one? She's just like, goodness, why must it be so complicated? And then she just decides to focus on the main thing at the moment, which is, she says, okay, right now, Yuichiro takes priority. So, yeah. One thing at a time, really. So right now, we should just save you. And so everyone, or Mitsuba and Yoichi pretty much just say, yeah, we have to save him. Then we go over to Gurren and them. Gurren, Yuichi, and Mika, and this is where the chapter of the title kind of comes into play. Because Mika's like, damn it, can we even get away from them? And Yu is kind of not sure what's happening, so he's like asking Mika, because Yu is kind of stupid. And so Mika says that he's not really certain, but he does know that it's bad, really bad, so yeah. Tells you to stay on his toes, but he was like, huh, but Gurren's a friend. And he's got this like dumbstruck kind of look, and he's like, he is on our side, right? And then yeah, you get them kind of like bantering or arguing where Mika's like, what? You, in what world did we just... Says, in what world did what we just saw make him look anything like an ally? It's painfully obviously he's sketchy and he always has been. And then he says, but in the end, he's always been on our side, which isn't necessarily wrong, because that's kind of what it's been seeming like. It's like he's always done sketchy stuff and then seemingly been on their side. So yeah, then Mika just screams and says, aren't you listening to me? Now isn't the time for... And then just turns away. Like, turns away, starts huffing and puffing, and then he just breathes out. And he quickly turns around and just like, yeah, you're absolutely right. He's always been on our side. But in order to protect us, he let his demon possess him. Now he's in big trouble. So yeah, you just gotta pretty much trick him into running away. So yeah, then Yu's like, yikes, that's bad. He really is in trouble. And then Mika's like, yeah, that's right. We have to save him. Right, we do. And he's like, we have the perfect foolproof plan that's absolutely 100% guaranteed to save him. And right now it says we have to run away so we can meet up with everybody else first. So it's like, we have a plan in place, we just gotta get away for now, because we can't do anything right now. And Mika's like, yeah, it was my job to come rescue you as part of the plan, so if you don't cooperate with me, that'll throw a big wrinkle in the whole thing. Will you listen and help me so we can follow the plan and run away? And he's just like, yeah, you got it. And Mika just like, and I was like, good, now let's run. And then he says, now let's run, okay. And you got Noya talking and say, you and Mika, or you and Mikaela, huh? They sure are buddy-buddy. Hell, they've even got a Shara with them in that sword. That's one amazing lineup. With all of them together, you might finally get your wish you've desperately clung to for so long. Noya's looking at Gurren. Gurren's just like, you gonna help me? And then Noya's like, of course, of course. I mean, I am your demon, right? And Gurren's just like, I don't trust you. Which Noya just goes, heh. And so yeah. Gurren then says, I know Noya says pretty much that. Seems that Noya has its own plans, and then Noya just says, "I'm a demon. Demons don't have plans." And Gurn's like, "Shut up." And then Noya just laughs and says, "Okay. So, what say we catch them before they get away?" And then, yeah, you looked back, and then Mika says, "Here they come, you. We gotta run." And then he's like, "Right." And then looks up and sees Michiru. Or, is her name Michiru? I forget. Forget. It's been so long. And then she's just like, "Hi, you. It's been forever." And then he was like, "What?" Mika says, "Damn it." And yeah, then you was like, "Is she someone we know?" Yeah, Mika's just like, "Don't listen to her. Don't listen to her. She's trouble." And then she says, "Oh, don't you remember me from the prison?" And then Yu's like, "Prison?" Because we know his memories are kind of like sealed or something like that. And so then when she starts to talk about it, he starts to remember and remembers what they said, or what he said about people telling him that he had to die, or the scientists or whatever saying that he has to die, he's not allowed to live, and that everyone would not be here if he was dead because he's a demon spawn. And then yeah, I know she knew his name, but I forget. Oh, it's Mahiru. That's right. Michiru is from a game I've been playing. So yeah, she said, Mahiru says, "I'm a monster." You is saying I'm a monster that's gonna wreck the world. Then Mahiru says, "Alright, let's say you're a monster. Aren't monsters allowed to live too?" And then he's like, "But Dad and Mom said," and then Mahiru says, "Parents tell their child to die, does that mean the child has no choice? What law says that?" And then you says, "Well, and then we had the scientist come over pretty much telling her that she shouldn't bother with it because he's not going to remember anyway, or they're going to manipulate his mind, all of his memories later. So we're back in the present, and then you got you like gripping his head and making like grunting noises because it probably hurts. And yeah, then Mika says you, and then he says, "Remember memories." "Oh right, I do remember. We met before." And then Mika's like, "You don't listen. That doesn't matter now." And Mahiru starts to do something. And then, yeah, you got Mika just telling you to stop. She's trying to trick him. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I remember now. That's right. I did find one." And then he says, "I have a reason to live." He says, "I have Mika." And then Mika smiles. And then he says, "I have a family that loves me now. For me, there's only ever been, and there only ever will be, one correct answer." And then he powers up, or he says, "Owari, give me power, every last drop you got." And you see the demon horn pop out. And yeah, Noya is just like, "Oh, use a demon now. I got it. Usher must be his demon. Now that's an interesting twist." And then you yells, "Gurren, I have to run now, but I'm gonna come back and save you. You got that, you big fat jerk." And then he's like, Mika says, "Come on, you, let's go. We'll blast our way past them and escape." And then he was like, "Right." Or he says, "Right, let's do this, Mika." And then Gurren's like, sorry you aren't getting away." And yeah, then chapter ends with Gurren slashing at them, and that's the end of the chapter. So yeah, pretty good chapter. Sorry I messed up Mahiru's name. I remember because I've been playing Mary Skelter, and there's a character called Michiru, and that's what I thought of. But yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed the reaction or the video. If you do, then make sure to leave a like. Comment down below, subscribe, share this video all around, and all that stuff. Subscribe to the channel, and yeah, I'll see y'all next time. So yeah, later.